So there's a lot going on right now. People are changing their jobs. Several people have lost their jobs. They have this whole new type of variant that's going on. And you feel down. And you're in a slump. Well, this week on Motivation and Confidence, we're going to give you 3 ways to get out of this slump. Stay tuned. This is Motivation and Confidence, where we help you do your daily best. And I'm your host, Tom Danger. Back this week with a new episode. And I want to bring some positive vibes, like as if we don't bring positive vibes every week, but I want to add emphasis that whatever you are going through right now, it's temporary. It will not be that way forever. I was having a conversation with a young man not too long ago. And he was expressing to me how as if he felt like his dreams were out of reach, or the exact words were, "I don't feel like I'm good enough." And what I'd like to say is that when you start feeling that way, the only reason that you're really feeling that way is because you're comparing yourself to other people, to other things, instead of fully embracing your creative process. And this could go on and happen in other areas of your life. You know, you may be at a job where you feel as if you don't feel fulfilled. You may be in a relationship where you feel like, I don't know where this is going. But if it's something that you want to work towards, put the work in. Do the work. Now, before you start looking at anybody else or anything else, do the self-work. Right? So we're talking about 3 ways to get out of a slump. And my first bit of advice would be, do something fun. And honestly, like, I would say fun without having access to your phone. Like really getting out and being around people and talking to people. Or even better, if you do use your phone, call somebody. Don't get stuck in the matrix of the highlights, the stuff that looks good. And especially with the whole metaverse that's going on, because now you can really have a false sense of reality in reality. So when was the last time you did something fun? Like really just spent the day doing something that you just thought was really cool. Like things that you would do when you were a kid, like playing with a toy or going somewhere that you've never been before, or just trying something different, or just spending some time alone. When was the last time you did that? And how did you feel? Because sometimes we get caught up in the day-to-day and we think that there's nothing else there for us. But there is. There's more opportunities now than ever, even though it may seem as if it's not. Now we have the opportunity to literally create our own communities, right? It's just like finding a crew of people that dig the same things that you dig and they're into the same things that you're into. So that's one thing. If you're in a position or if you're in a relationship or any situation where you feel as if it's not giving you energy, like it's taking energy from you, take a break. There's nothing wrong with taking a break. When I mean take a break, I mean take a break. Remove yourself from the situation. Remove yourself from the conversations. Remove yourself from that environment that drains you. You got to be around people that's going to give you energy. things that's going to give you energy, that's going to pump you up, to make you want to try the different things, to have conversations with different people. Not just being around a bunch of Debbie Downers. Because, you know, a lot of people will do that. It's like as long as they feeling down, they feed that same energy into you. And you don't want to be around that. I remember one time I was working somewhere, and it was this guy who, he didn't like upper management. So it was like, at lunchtime, we would always have fun. Like, we would just crack jokes and get some cheap food. And the office that we were at was down near our pier, so it was always like when the weather was nice, we go sit down, we chill out. We just, you know, eat our lunch and enjoy the time. And then he would always want to bring up work. So during the whole conversation about work, it's like, yeah, did you see what so-and-so did? You know what we should do? We should go to HR. We should... Nah, bro. That's your situation. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Me and my boys, we enjoying our time. Just because they may have a situation with somebody, that doesn't make it your problem. Or if people have situations where they're going through things in their personal life and they're not really doing anything to make their situation better, and they're just coming around you just to complain, it's one thing to lend an ear to listen, or if a person may say, hey, what do you think about this? But it's another thing if it reaches the point to where it's like months and months and months have passed and they're literally talking about the same thing. So that's the type of energy that you don't want around you. You don't want people transferring that bad energy to you. Right? That's the second thing. And the third thing is sometimes, even though now it's really hard, but you may have to change your environment. Right? It's like, especially working in like a remote setting, maybe that remote setting is not for you. Maybe you need to try and find a coffee shop that has, you know, some COVID restrictions, but you can really get out, or a workspace, or just switching it up to where you don't feel as if you're in the rat race and it's like there's nothing else to do. This is all that you have. Okay? So that's 3 things that I recommend. Again, 3 ways to get out of a slump. Find something to do that's fun. Second thing is take a break. And the third thing is change your surroundings. What else would you add to the list? Like if you were in a slump, what advice would you give to your friend or your family member or your coworker to help them get out of that slump? Because a lot of times what we have to do is we have to pour the light into each other to lift each other up. This is Motivation and Confidence, where we help you do your daily best. Please like, subscribe, and share. And if you'd like to be featured on the show, go to tomdanger.com to the contact section, fill it out, and drop us a line.